All right, what's going on, college football fans, man? So, look, we got to talk about these college football power rankings, man. All right, this is via CBS Sports, man. Let's talk about it. All right, number one, Arch Manning. I get it. Arch Manning just had one of them good commercials, man, with Uber slash Waymo, promoting it with obviously his pops and his granddad. Great commercial, man. I like the upside, though. He did show a little bit of flash, show that what he could do when he gets the ball in his hands, how dangerous he could be, right? At least got another 2 years with the Texas Longhorns, right? We're going to have to see how he does, though. Season opener, how he performs this season. We'll see if Texas is officially back into winning national championships, right? But at one, Arch Manning, I like it. Now, I know Clemson fans are going to look at me crazy. I'm like, how is Cade Klubnik not number one? Look, I like him at number two, right? I like what he did this season, right? They played Texas, unfortunately lost. Showed some fight in that game, got TJ Moore, Brian Resco coming back. I want to see him take that next step forward, right? You the class of the ACC. You know what I'm saying? You the creme de la creme. Got Coach Dabo. You know what I'm saying? They finally, settled down that settlement with ACC. You'll be back for years now. We know you're the brand of ACC. I want to see y'all get to a Final Four. I want to see y'all get to a national championship. You know what I'm saying? Now, it doesn't all fall on him, but you got an elite coach coming in, Tom Allen, right? You got an elite defense I think that you're going to have next year with Sammy Brown and Peter Woods. Can he take that step forward? So I like him at number two. Not saying that he can't ball, but I do like Arch Manning at one. Next up, I kind of still don't get it. I don't know how Carson Beck is number three. No disrespect. I know Georgia didn't have a weaponry that they normally have. But again, he has to transfer to Miami. We have to see how that's going to look. And just because that worked with Cam Ward does not mean that's going to work with Carson Beck. Remains to be seen. I would put him on the lower end for me, especially after last season and his struggles. He did show some promise, but he had a lot of struggles, man. I would put him at 8 or 9. Too high for Carson Beck. Next up, got Drew Aller. I like Drew Aller. He struggled in that game, man, against Notre Dame, right? But he's going to get back a lot of his guys. Penn State do got to find a receiver or find some receivers. I ain't going to lie. That ain't going to cut it. But you got Katron Allen, got Nick Singleton coming back. You should feel pretty good about how it's going to be going moving forward. I do like him. I probably will put him at 5, humbly, maybe not at 4. I feel like a little overrated to a degree is Sam Leavitt at number 5. The reason is, right, their running back last year, Cam Scalabo, was a stud, was a dog, right? Now, Sam Leavitt did his thing, threw receivers open, has good IQ. But what are you going to do without having a top-end back like that going into next year, right? Now, he obviously led them to, deep run in the playoffs. It was obviously phenomenal. But can he take another step forward? We got to wait and see. So, Sam Leavitt, 5's a little high. Now, a guy I really like, y'all going to call me crazy, but I really like Garrett Nussmeier. You know what I'm saying? I really do. And I think this is the year he takes that step forward. No Mason Taylor, right? Obviously, we know what happened with Kyron Lacey, but LSU's been recruiting receiver at a high-end level. And I really think this is the year he takes a step forward. I think him coming back another year in that Brian Kelly regime and scheme, I think he takes a step forward. So for me, I'll put Garrett Nussmeier maybe like 3 or 4. I put him in that same combo and boat with a Drew Aller. I think he's better than Leavitt. I think he's better than Carson Beck. He's a top 5 quarterback coming back next year for college football, in my humble opinion, especially going into the spring. I think he's that guy. I know he struggled. He got to work on a short and intermediate ball, reading defenses, throwing into pocket windows, but I think he could be that guy. Next up, a guy I really like that I'll replace, obviously, with Beck and potentially Leavitt. I'm going to go Lenore Sellers. Y'all going to call me crazy, but that team looked a lot better. That team was different beginning of the season. It didn't even make the argument they got robbed against LSU compared to what they were at the end of the season, right? I think Lenore Sellers is going to continue to improve as a pocket passer. I think his read and react is going to be a lot better. I think him scrambling out of the pocket is going to be better than throwing the run. And he already showed you what he could do with his legs. I think he's going to be potentially dangerous moving forward. That's a guy you got to know. Now, Sawyer Robinson's a very underrated pick because we haven't talked about Baylor a lot recently. But, hey, he can sling that football. I like him as well. I think he's a top 10 quarterback. I like what he did this past year. I think he has the keys. He could potentially be dangerous moving forward. Another guy I really like, and I know I'm high on. I've said it all in my Florida videos. DJ Lagway, man. I think he's a little bit low. Let's pump him up there a little bit, man. You know what I'm saying? DJ Lagway has been balling, bro. You know what I'm saying? Especially towards the end of the season. Has one of the best deep balls in the country. I think this is the year he moves forward. And this his leadership perspective. When he came out on that podcast and said, hey, you know what? I felt more intrinsically motivated when they kept talking about my head coach on the hot seat. I wanted to go out there and ball along with my teammates. That's a leader, man. That's a guy I think that could potentially be dangerous moving next year. And why in the hell, is Haynes King not on this list? What are we doing? What are we doing? You know what I'm saying? There's no way in hell Haynes King shouldn't be on this list, bro. Respectfully, I'll take him over Robertson. I'll take him over Beck, Rocco Beck. I'll take him over Carson Beck. You know what I'm saying? I'll take him over Sam Leavitt as well. Now, I know he got hurt, missed a lot of games, had an AC shoulder joint sprain, but as Coach Key's been saying, this is one of the best quarterback rooms in the country. 100% agree with him. And I think Haynes King's going to show, probably likely in his final year with the Yellow Jackets, he that dude, and that he going to be an all-ACC pick. We're going to find out. He's going to have a couple chances to prove it. They still got to play Syracuse. They definitely got to play Clemson this year. You know what I'm saying? No Miami on the docket. But he's going to get a chance to prove how elite he is. I already think he's elite. I've seen him multiple times. He's that dude. This is another guy moving forward, going to spring, that should be on this list. Got snubbed. But comment below, out of this list, did the CBS Sport analyst Tom Fornelli, did he get it right? Who's missing? Who is somebody I'm not thinking about? Is it Caden Salter from Colorado? Is it Marshall Reed from Texas A&M? You know what I'm saying? Y'all comment below. Who is missing from this list that y'all would add to it? And your overall thoughts on this top 10. Let me know down in the comments, man.